Today's show is sponsored by the Electric Vehicle Association. Join up to support the electrification of transport and get the help you need to finance your own EV or clean energy future. And by the 8th Annual Chicago Chesed Fund Tesla Raffle. Head to the link below and use the code TRANSPORTEVOLVED to get $25 off 2 tickets. The draw takes place on Labor Day, so time's running out. And by Fully Charge Live USA. Come down to San Diego on September 10th and 11th to take part in the live extravaganza of EV fun. Get 15% off your tickets for this year's show by following the link below and using TE22 at checkout. Time's running out to get your tickets, so don't miss out because we'll all be there, along with some exclusive TE merch. Welcome back to TEN or Transport Evolved News. Thanks for tuning in and for clicking that subscribe bell. Tesla held its annual shareholder meeting this week, an event that Tesla is now calling the Cyber Roundup. And as usual, lots of things of note took place. First, Tesla's shareholders approved Tesla's proposed 3-for-1 stock split, which is likely to take place in the next few months. But Tesla shareholders appear to have rejected a proposal for the company to improve its reporting and transparency when it comes to supply chain ethics, as well as reporting sexual, racial, and gender harassment. When proposals calling for Tesla to improve its transparency were laid out, the crowd in attendance, mostly retail investors, were derisive and disrespectful to those making proposals, something that seemed to please Elon Musk and gave the event a bit of a political party vibe. Closing the event, Musk hinted at more gigafactories, said we'd see major updates to the supercharger network soon, and teased a new Tesla bot prototype. Lucid Motors published its second quarter results this week, showing growth in deliveries, but also issuing some stark warnings about its expectations for the rest of the year. The automaker delivered 679 Lucid Air sedans in Q2, up on the 360 deliveries of the first quarter. But while demand remains strong and Lucid states more than 37,000 reservations to date, it has halved its 2022 production estimates, citing massive supply chain constraints. Having started the year promising between 12 and 14,000 deliveries, this new estimate, 6 to 7,000, is a serious blow to the company. That said, the company says it has $4.6 billion in cash equivalents and investments, so it should have enough money to help it weather this particular storm. After slashing prices of its Bolt EV and Bolt EUV earlier this year, Chevrolet promised customers who purchased their cars last year that they'd be able to claim a rebate to bring the price they paid in line with the new pricing structure. But documents published online this week suggest that GM first wants those eligible for the rebate to sign away their right to sue GM or LG Energy over the now famous Bolt EV battery fires and subsequent recall campaign, before they're then given the rebate. GM helpfully told Jalopnik, who covered the story, that the waiver doesn't cover future recall campaigns, but as YouTube law expert Steve Leto hinted on his YouTube channel, that's some pretty cruddy behaviour on GM's part. If you haven't watched his video yet, I highly recommend you do. I'll put a card up for you to watch it. Bad move, GM. Bad news. Ford published its July figures this week and confirmed that it's now delivered Ford F-150 Lightning trucks to every single US state, including Hawaii and Alaska. With overall new vehicle sales figures rising by 36.6% year-on-year, July's sales figures for the Blue Oval were up 7.7% from June, with a total of 7,669 electric vehicles delivered. This gave Ford a 10.9% EV market share during July in the US, chipping away at Tesla's market dominance, which, even after that, is still at 60.9%. Of note is the fact that Ford said it delivered 2,173 F-150 Lightnings during July, a figure that shows Ford's delivery figures are significantly better than many of its rivals into a new electric vehicle production schedule. BMW has officially expanded battery module production at its Leipzig facility, adding a second shift to help it meet production demand for its electric models. The shift adds an additional 250 jobs to the factory, taking up spaces previously occupied by the i3 battery production line prior to the end of i3 production earlier this year. BMW says that the expansion is essential to helping it increase production volume of the i4 electric sedan, not to mention prepare the facility for the launch of the successor to the Mini Countryman, a model that will begin production next year and be offered with electric drivetrains alongside more traditional internal combustion engine variants. It's important to note that while battery modules and battery pack production takes place in Leipzig, BMW does not yet make its own cells, relying instead on CATL and Samsung SDI. Sticking with batteries, LG Energy is back in the spotlight again after another Jaguar I-Pace EV seemingly caught fire on its own while parked inside its owner's garage in Florida. So far, 4 Jaguar I-Pace models have caught fire in recent months, with symptoms eerily similar to those experienced by Hyundai Kona EV and Chevrolet Bolt EVs, which suffered spontaneous battery pack fires last year. In this case, the owner noticed strange sounds emanating from their car, saw smoke coming from the vehicle, and decided to move their car outside to protect their home. Whereupon the vehicle burst into flames. Nobody was injured, but it's our opinion that given the majority of EV battery fires appear to be centered on electric and plug-in hybrid cars whose battery packs are provided by LG Energy, the problem is a systemic one at LG Energy, and it needs immediate attention. As many of you will know, Tesla CEO Elon Musk is currently embroiled in a particularly nasty court case with Twitter over his attempts to pull out of a deal to buy it. So far, the case has involved plenty of countersuing from both sides, and as court documents detailed earlier this week, allegations that the tool Elon Musk used to figure out if accounts were bot accounts or not had actually labelled his own account as a bot. However, that's not why we're covering this court case here. The fact that Tesla is now embroiled in the case is. Twitter has just subpoenaed Tesla with 27 requests relating to Musk's internal communications relating to the Twitter acquisition, conversations he had with fellow investors with connections to Tesla, and financial documentation showing how Musk planned to leverage Tesla's value to buy Twitter for $44 billion. Lordstown Motors may not have had a single vehicle in the hands of customers yet, but this week it published its second quarter earnings and showed a profit for the first time in its history. You might be curious how an automaker that hasn't actually delivered a single vehicle has turned a profit, but the secret lies in the sale of Lordstown's production facility to Foxconn during the second quarter. While Lordstown purchased the facility with the intent of building its endurance pickup in-house, changes in management and financial constraints led the company to first sell the facility to Foxconn for $101.7 million, and then to sign a contract manufacturing agreement with Foxconn for it to produce the endurance for Lordstown at the facility it just purchased. Yes, it's a bit convoluted, but the books don't mind. Lordstown says Foxconn will begin manufacturing the endurance for it this quarter. Super Cruise, GM's hands-off, semi-autonomous driver assistance system, has been growing in capabilities and popularity over the last few years. Initially offered in Cadillac models, it's been gradually popping up in brand new cars from GMC, Buick, and Chevrolet too. Like Ford's Blue Cruise, Super Cruise's hands-free mode only works on divided lane highways and freeways that have been mapped by their respective automakers. But this week, GM announced a doubling to the number of roads in its Super Cruise system. Now more than 400,000 miles, 644,000 kilometers of roads in North America will be drivable with Super Cruise engaged, with even remote West Coast cross-country arterial routes, which had previously not been well covered, now Super Cruise ready. We'd expect Ford to follow suit with an update very soon. We've known for some time that BMW has been readying a new platform that it will use to bring next-generation battery electric models to market from 2025. Known as the New Class platform, that's the new class platform, because there was another platform with a similar name way back when, BMW expects to bring all-electric sedans and SUVs to market built on said platform to cross-shop against Tesla and other high-end rivals. But what we didn't know until this week's half-year earnings call was that BMW also plans to bring hydrogen fuel cell models to market using the same platform. Talking to investors, BMW chair Oliver Zipser called hydrogen fuel cell tech the, quote, missing piece of the puzzle that can complement electromobility in places where battery electric drivetrains are unable to gain traction, end quote. We'd love to know your thoughts on that one in the comments. Short shorts are on the way, but first, how would you like to win a Tesla of your choice or $50,000 in cash? Well, make sure you pay attention, because I'm about to tell you about the 8th annual Tesla raffle from the Chicago Chesed Fund. The Chicago Chesed Fund is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping families in crisis and has hundreds of programs and services in operation. In a world where various nasty bugs are trying to make their presence felt, this Chicago-based charity has been helping people stay safe, fed, employed and healthy. We've been promoting the raffle for many years on this channel, and we are super excited to be taking part again. So to find out more about the program or to buy tickets, head to ccfraffle.com, where you can get 2 tickets for $175 by using the promo code TransportEvolved. There's a total of 9,999 tickets available, and the draw takes place on Labor Day, so time is running out to both support this great organisation and for you to grab your tickets. And now it's time for Short Shorts. Volkswagen North America has officially priced the 2023 Volkswagen ID.4 Standard Range for sale in North America. Fitted with a smaller 62 kilowatt-hour battery pack, it will retail from $37,495 before fees. Quantumscape released its second quarter report this week, reporting major successes on its way to commercialise solid-state battery tech. It's now building 24-layer battery cells and has signed 2 major automakers as customers as it ramps up solid-state production. New filings made by Tesla this week show that it's inked new battery materials supply deals that extend out beyond 2025. These deals will help Tesla secure a healthy supply chain for its various gigafactories as a land grab continues on raw battery materials worldwide. Ongoing supply chain issues and increasing inflation are being blamed for the decision to drop the entry-level trim variant of the Mini Cooper SE EV from sale in the US. For now, this means getting behind the wheel of mini EVs will cost significantly more. World-famous race car driver and Formula One world champion Nico Rosberg has become the first person in the world to take delivery of the Rimac Nevera hypercar. Rosberg put his deposit down very early on in the car's development. Let's hope he enjoys it. According to various Wall Street analysts, Tesla is poised to lose its junk bond rating and become a blue-chip company. This will not only mean that Tesla is more appealing to large institutional investors, many of whom only allow investment in blue-chip companies, but it will make Tesla fans happy too. Nikola Motors reported its second quarter results this week, and despite some of the company's past headlines, managed to keep things in pretty good shape. Its adjusted net loss was kept to 25 cents per share. The company produced 50 Nikola Tre trucks last quarter, delivering 48. Motorcycle.com reports that Kawasaki is readying itself to release 2 new electric motorcycle models this year, after regulatory filings showing 2 new 11-kilowatt motorcycle models were filed in the US. It's not clear when the reveals will happen, so watch this space. Toyota, still trying to deal with the ongoing recall of its BZ4X electric car involving wheels falling off, has reiterated that customers should not drive their cars. In the meantime, it's already begun offering buybacks for customers. The UK government is asking citizens for feedback on a potential ban of non-zero-emission L-category vehicles by 2035. L-category vehicles include motorcycles, mopeds, trikes, sidecar outfits and light quadricycles. The consultation period ends at the end of September. Fortune says that Tesla was one of the fastest growing companies in the world last year, earning itself the fastest growing big company in the US title. With a 71% revenue growth, the company is now the 19th largest automaker in the world. Stellantis, parent company of Vauxhall and Opel, is reportedly working on an all-electric hot hatch variant of the already confirmed Astra EV. An all-electric vanilla Astra will launch sometime next year, with the rumoured hot hatch performance version following shortly thereafter. Tesla has officially begun turning on paid charging at destination chargers, allowing owners of those stations the ability to charge customers for refueling at their business. However, in order to activate charging, locations must have at least 6 destination chargers. The Canadian province of British Columbia has announced a new increase to its electric vehicle incentive program. It increases available incentives and brings in new means testing to ensure that those who need the most help to dump the pump can get behind the wheel of an EV. BYD has confirmed that it will soon be selling its electric vehicles in Israel. Signing a partnership with a local Israeli firm, the company says its first electric vehicles will arrive sometime this quarter. The expansion is timed to further rollout in Europe of BYD models. Arrival is rumoured to be shelving plans for an all-electric bus and an Uber-specific rideshare vehicle. It's all part of plans to cut 1/3 of its costs amidst warnings of turbulent financial times ahead. The company will instead focus on its key product, the Arrival delivery van. Hyundai's Exient fuel cell heavy-duty trucks will soon hit the roads of Germany. 27 examples of the limited production big rigs will enter into service thanks to funding from Germany's BMDV for fuel cell vehicles, which is worth over $1 billion. Zeekr has teased more images of its upcoming Chinese market 009 luxury MPV. While we can now see more from its boxy design, there's one thing that does catch our attention. We're not going to assume this, but there are 2 filler caps, which means we think a plug-in hybrid. But don't quote us. Another rumour is flying around this week, one that NASCAR might be going all-electric based on 900-volt batteries and 1,000 horsepower drivetrains. Fisker has released its second quarter figures and in them stated that it has now got more than 56,000 reservations on its books, including 5,000 pre-orders for the limited edition Ocean 1 launch variant of the Fisker Ocean. This means those particular models are sold out. NIO has launched a new model for the Chinese market called the SQi. It's a fairly boxy design that reminds us of a fairly basic yet stylish electric motorcycle, but it's actually a glorified electric bicycle with a top speed of just 15 miles per hour. That's 25 kph. For some time now, MG has been teasing an upcoming convertible sports car EV that it promises will be the quote-unquote return of the legend. This week we saw that first true teaser video, and frankly we think the MGB might be about to come back to life as an EV. Following House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan this week ruffled feathers with the Chinese government, CATL appears to have delayed its plans to establish a North American battery production facility. CATL has pushed back any announcements to later this year. After nearly 2 years of not being able to order a Tesla Model S or Model X, European customers can finally order the updated Model S or Model X. Tesla has just opened the order books for planned Model S and Model X, with other variants likely to be quite a wait. A scale replica of a Ferrari Testarossa built by the Little Car Company and featuring a 48-volt, 12-kilowatt drivetrain will be auctioned off in aid of the Pebble Beach Company Foundation later this month. Frankly, it will make one very rich kid very, very happy. Rumours from Germany suggest that BMW and Canoo may be working together on bringing the Mini Vision Urbanaut to commercial reality. German news outlet Automobilwoche claims that the project is already underway, but neither BMW nor Canoo have confirmed this. The Volvo Group has announced that it's begun the process of looking for a site where it will be building a brand new battery production facility for heavy-duty vehicles and machines. The factory is likely to be located in the Skaraborg part of Sweden. As demand for electric school buses and commercial vehicles continue to grow, Lion Electric posted its best quarter earnings this week, showing an adjusted net earnings of $37.5 million Canadian dollars, despite a significant rise in capex. Parts supplier Borg Warner has assimilated Rhombus Energy Solutions, a US-based company from San Diego that specializes in V2G compatible DC quick charging solutions. Worth $185 million, it gives Borg Warner technical distinctiveness. And those are your short shorts. There will be more next week. A few weeks back, we told you that Tesla had ceased taking new orders for its solar roof products, something which at the time we presumed was to help it deal with a backlog. But this week, we learned that it has just launched a new version of its solar roof tiles, version 3.5, which it's begun installing at employee homes as part of final validation and testing. While the exact specifics of the roof haven't been detailed, Electrek said this week it believes that Tesla is likely focusing on durability and ease of use when it comes to this new incremental update to the solar roof tile product. Given that Tesla is constantly iterating the solar roof design, we think it's only a matter of time before we see the version 3.5 or maybe even version 4.0 launch on customers' roofs. Until then, we'll keep our ears to the ground for more info as it becomes available. And finally, San Diego solar electric startup Aptera Motors dropped some new teasers late on Friday ahead of the planned official reveal of the Aptera Gamma prototype next week. But ahead of that reveal, company co-founder and CEO Chris Anthony was in Taiwan visiting Formosa Adv Energy Technology Corp, where he was following up on a new agreement by both companies to see Aptera buy batteries from the company for use in its solar electric car. We've got to admit that this particular news caught us off guard quite a lot, as Aptera recently signed an agreement with Chinese-based EVE for battery cells for its vehicles. But it could be that the company is either signing multiple supply contracts for different capacities or is ensuring a consistent supply of cells. Either way, combined with the campaign that Aptera has to try and get the US to adopt Tesla's supercharger as its charging standard, something as a reservation holder I am personally not on board with, Aptera is certainly staying in the news. And on that note, we are done for the day. But before I go, a huge thank you to the Electric Vehicle Association for sponsoring today's show. They have been advocating for electric vehicles since 1967, and they firmly believe that our future depends on us making the switch to clean, green electric cars today. The EVA can help you find someone near to you that can help you make that switch to electric. It can help you become an EV educator, and it can point you in the direction of monthly meetups for like-minded EV fans. And if you do become a member, you'll gain access to a new clean energy and EV loan program set up between the EVA and the Colorado Clean Energy Credit Union. You can find out more by heading to electricauto.org. And of course, thanks again to the 8th Annual Chicago Chesed Fund Tesla raffle for sponsoring today's show. Head to the link below and use the code TRANSPORTEVOLVED to get $25 off 2 tickets. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell for this channel and our second channel, Transport Evolved Take 2. And if you're not already a channel member or a Patreon supporter, please do consider becoming one. Or you can send us a tip through Ko-fi or check out our cool swag store. T-shirts like the one I'm wearing. And if you liked what you saw today, why not consider sending us a super thanks? It's super easy to do, and it all helps our channel grow. I'll be back this time next week with another news roundup, but as always, we are going to be making plenty of content for you to enjoy during the week. And if you like things off the beaten track, why not hop over to Transport Evolved Take 2 for our Sunday musing tomorrow, and our brand new chicken and garden update, which now has its own video. Whatever you enjoy next, I hope your weekend is a great one, and as always, keep evolving!